Very great. Her and I on Saturday morning, we meet up in Kichijoji. I'm super hungover. So you know what we do? There's like this little dog park and we just sit on the bench at the dog park and we yap. We basically went to this dog park, sat on the bench, talked nonstop. It was an online friend that I talked to a lot. Anyway, her and I hung out. We talked in the park for a few hours, laughed our asses off. Then we went to this like sushi place. Surprise. And I started feeling a little better. I think I tweeted this exact photo. Why is the plate upside down? Listen, it was a rough day. We ate sushi, we yapped, we had a good time. Then we went shopping. There was a department store nearby. I wanted to go to anime because I wanted to see. Do you notice anything? It's kind of cool, isn't it? It's kind of cool. Also, Mouse really likes this VTuber called Belmont Banderas. And they had a collab for his summer stuff. So... I got her a towel. Mouse, if you're here, don't listen. Got her a towel and a standee, but he's like in his summer clothes. But anyway, let's continue with the story. So that night we were having a VShojo dinner and after that was my karaoke, right? So we're going to VShojo dinner and just so we're clear, I was exhausted. Super low energy, hadn't slept, went back to Onigiri's house, showered, changed. I had so many boxes of omiyage because I basically was bringing omiyage. I was bringing Henya's chocolate, 2 staff, Kei-san. Kei-san had like the Legos and she had a whole bottle of alcohol. Then all the staff members had a bunch of stuff. Like it was a lot of gifts. You know, I tell Onigiri like, hey, I am going to, be doing a karaoke. You guys should come. So I go to dinner. I show up late. Surprise, surprise. Kei-san actually brought a friend. Gorgeous girl. I hugged Kei-san and she hugged me and she is so beautiful. And she is so sweet. Yeah, she brought Ai-chan. Ai-chan also so beautiful, so pretty, so nice. I was sitting next to Kei-san and Ai-chan, and I just have to say, Ai-chan has so much emotional intelligence because sometimes I would be telling a story and Ai-chan would kind of know when to laugh, even though she didn't speak English. And then I would do something and she'd go, kawaii. And I was like, very kind, very sweet. And Kei-san is just cool. She has a big heart. She also has big boobs. We had a lot of great food. I had this gigantic oyster. So this is the dinner with the boob clicquot. Boob clicquot half bottle. Basically, we went to a really delicious omakase. We went to have really delicious, really expensive sushi. It was so good. Everything was amazing. Everything was great. Fugi and I were we were being so kusogaki. We were just being such, we kind of get each other's humor. It's just nice to kind of know somebody that's like on your level of stupidity. So I have like this little harem of little men. They're very short men that I surround myself with, and we always laugh. So right now, Fugi is like in my short little man harem. So at the dinner, anyway, we're all talking. It's a lot of fun. Kei-san and Ai-chan leave. I forget how the conversation started, but we were talking about people. And I was just like, oh, listen, like when it comes to karaoke, we can invite anybody. I made a joke and I was like, oh, well, we can invite Gact, one of my favorite singers. And then I'm like, oh, we can invite this other singer. And Makino is just like, you want me to? I know him. I used to work with him. I was like, wait, no. Whoa. Stop, I didn't mean Gact. Imagine we start a rumor that I met Gact at karaoke. Imagine if we started manifested that like I went to karaoke with Gact and then we sang the last song together and I cried and then he cried. No, that's crazy. So we do this dinner basically the way that this sushi was done. There's a little man that came in. He put a little nori leaf in my hand. And then he put a little bit of rice. And then you just fold them up and eat him. Little nori man. One thing about this night, so I do need to preface, I wasn't drunk when this happened. Because at dinner, I didn't drink. I promise you, I am cool. If I think somebody is attractive, I ignore them. I don't have time. I don't know what happened, but basically, like the girls left. It was me and a bunch of boys, and I was telling a story, so they were all kind of looking at me. And then somebody opens the door, and it's a waiter, I guess, that like came in to do something, but I hadn't seen him before. I'm just telling a story, and then in the middle of my story, as this waiter opens the door, I go, oh my God. He's so beautiful. And then I just look away and look down. I don't know if it was because I was tired. I don't know what came over me. And you know what the worst thing is? I think he understood English. Because when he came in, he started smirking. And then all the guys were like, oh, we can tell him, oh, we can invite him to karaoke. And I was like, no, stop. I don't know what happened. It just like escaped. It was like a fart of the mouth. At the karaoke, lots of fun. Pretty much all the people that I really love came. Doto gave me the craziest compliment. Earlier that night, I was singing a little bit. And then at one point, I went to sing and I was telling Fugi, I'm like, oh, I can't really sing. Like, I'm so tired. And then I sang and Fugi went, fuck you, Mata. And I said, what? He goes, you said you can't sing? What the fuck was that? He's like, you killed this song. So I was like, okay, maybe I'm improved in singing a little bit. And then later that night, Doto Doya, he was like, by the way, you're like the best singer here, which was crazy. I just remembered something so funny about Kami. Basically, I organized this karaoke. I knew everybody there, but I invited a lot of people from like different parts of my life. Like I've known Barry for 4 years, but I've known Joey for like 7 or 8 years, right? And so at one point, Kami is like, oh, I think your friend is here. I was like, oh, really? She's like, yeah, I think your friend's outside. And then I go outside and it's just an old white man. And I'm like, Kami, I don't know him. She was like, what do you mean you don't know him? Who else is gonna know him? And in her defense, she was like, look, I don't know who you invited to this karaoke. There's people walking in being like, hey, Mata. And I'm like, yo, what's up? Dave from Canada. Next day was the infamous food poisoning. So that morning, I went for a really long walk. I had this average sausage. Then I bought this sushi, which was delicious and amazing. It was so good. It was amazing. It was delicious. The sushi, it was everything I ever wanted. Wow. That day, we went to Shibuya for some reason. Oh, I remember what we did. Kami and I wanted to shop for like girly things. We wanted to go to like Shibuya 109. We wanted to just, do girly things. So that day, we went to Shibuya 109 with Onibro and Onigiri and Kami. And we were actually meeting Usan later that night. So I got the sushi and we went to Shibuya. We actually split up at one point because Onigiri and Onibro had to like get some stuff done. And me and Kami, we were just so exhausted. So we just went, I can't show you the next photos because we basically went to a coffee shop. And every photo that I try to take, we got like a coffee and a toast. Every photo that I try to take, she's just wearing the ball sack earrings and being an idiot. Like, she's just making faces. So we were meeting up with Usan because I had omiyage for Usan. I don't know why I took a photo of this. I think I was sending this photo to Usan to be like, hey, we're here, we're waiting for you. Look how pretty her hand is. You saw my stubby little fingies. You saw my like short little fat fingers. Look at her beautiful hand. Look at her beautiful nails. Look at her, like how delicately she's holding that cup. We also got some skewers and they were delicious. We had this like omelet with ikura, this drink that Usan got, this gigantic bowl with so much ikura that the ikura was like over dripping over it. So much. It was crazy. It was a really good restaurant. But afterwards, we went to a bar and I fell asleep. I started feeling really exhausted and sleepy and I fell asleep. And then later that night, Onibro and Onigiri came to meet us. And then at one point, I went outside with Onibro to get fresh air. So I really do believe it was the chicken. And I know some people will say it's the grocery store sushi, but grocery store sushi in Japan is better quality sushi than so much other stuff. I think it was the travel fatigue, the staying up till 6:30 a.m. every night, and I do mean it. I was up till 4 or 5 or 6 a.m. almost every night, and then I would be up at 11 a.m. and I'd be out the door to meet up with friends while hungover, while tired, while stressed. I do have to say that day, the Maid Cafe we went to, the maids were kind of overworked. There wasn't a lot of maids and there was a lot of people. Maids are people too. And I turned to Deerskin and I told her, I was like, your energy, hearing her yell chants and do wotage in her chair gave me more energy. She just had all the calls. And then our other friend was there who also know all the calls. It was wonderful. Are these glow sticks? Yes, these are all the glow sticks we cracked and we bought. And, later that night, we actually went to Deer Stage. Truly, that night healed me. It was wonderful. It was great. I think I have like 2 nights left and then that's it. I did a lot of stuff in Japan. I forgot when it happened, but a few days before this, I had lunch with Deerskin. She's kind of told the story on her Twitter, but I will also add, she basically told on Twitter how embarrassing it is because she dropped a ring in the toilet. But then later I went to pee and then I come out and I'm like, hey, let's go. I couldn't find the flush. And she's like, but you flushed, right? I was like, no, I couldn't find the flush. Let's go. And I just have a bone to pick with that story because like we went to lunch, okay? That lunch, I gave her matching wallets with me. I gave her matching Cinema Roll Samantha Vega wallets, which were really expensive that she didn't buy for herself. I didn't even know this, but I bought us matching ones. And all she said was, haha, Mata didn't flush. Instead of like, wow, Matara went to lunch with me. She's amazing. I love her so much. What an angel. She gave me this matching wallet with her. I love her. The reason I just remember this is because this next photo, it was a previous photo. We went to a karaoke. So after karaoke, next day, it was kind of a busy day for me. I actually had a lot of meetings in the morning. And then I had lunch with some VShojo JP staff. And I have to tell you this because I need you guys to help me with Japanese, all right? I had lunch with VShojo staff and Makino. And when we went to karaoke, I was wearing a sweater and like these like silver jeans that kind of go bootleg and flare out, right? And then when I went to lunch, it was like lunch with VShojo. I was wearing a really nice dress. And Makino goes, wow, you look really great. And I go, thank you. And he goes, yeah, you looked really American last time. And I was like, you could just say I looked bad. Like, what does that mean? He's like, no, you didn't look bad. You just looked really American. He means I looked bad, right? He means he didn't like it. He means he hated the jeans. He hated the silver jeans, didn't he? Oh my God, that was really fun. I worked in the morning and then I had a VShojo lunch. And then I worked at night, and then I went to get this COD, and then we were on Onigiri stream. I cannot share these photos with you, but Kami looks like, what is it called? Pikmin. She looks like a Pikmin. She's very cute, but she looks like a little gnome in these photos that I obviously can't share with you. She looks great. She looks great. She looks phenomenal. We had that crazy collab. If you didn't see it, I think the VOD is on Onigiri's channel. I told Onigiri when she has 3D, she needs to redo this collab because something you guys didn't see in that collab was our body language. You can't really see it because we have the green suits, but the amount of times that something really funny was happening and we're like, Onigiri and I are just grabbing each other laughing, or me and Kami are grabbing each other laughing. Like the amount of times our body language was so crazy, but then we would just kind of stare at each other or point, things like that, where you just don't really see it normally. I really do think when the 3 crackheads, I have to look at some VODs. I actually haven't seen any VODs, but it was really, really funny. It was really funny. I really recommend you watch this video. If you haven't seen her content already, please watch it again. Not much to say. Last day, we got all the sandwiches. We filmed eating all the sandwiches. It was very good. It was very nice. I'm full looking at this photo. I'm full remembering how full I was.